What's the wildest way you got revenge quietly? My manager always had a problem with me. She accused me of being too independent and not fitting with the team, but she never said the real reason out loud. I did 80% of the work quietly and without drama, and I never made her look good, so that's what really pissed her off. I worked at a marketing company as a project coordinator, and we had big deadlines, chaotic clients, and a team of 12 people who spent more time talking about work than actually doing it. I was the one updating timelines, writing emails, catching mistakes before they became disasters, helping our designers stay on track, and keeping clients happy. Everyone used my Google Sheets, but didn't want to admit I ran the whole system. But I didn't care because I liked flying under the radar. Until one day, that radar locked onto me. It started with little jabs in meetings. My manager told us some people did things their own way instead of following process, and we all need to work together, not just focus on individual performance. But then out of nowhere, she called me to her office and told me my attitude wasn't aligned with the team's culture, and I made other people feel like we didn't need them. Then she handed me a termination letter and told me I was fired. But I didn't yell or cry. I just packed my things and left. But I made one last move before I walked out. I logged out of every shared document I had personally created and took away access, and I shut down the Trello board I ran with my own personal email, not to be mean, but because it was mine, and nobody ever asked me to put it on the company's system since they didn't even notice I built it. 2 weeks later, I got a call from Jenna, one of the designers, and she sounded panicked. She asked me if I remembered the project calendar link since they couldn't find it, and told me client updates weren't showing up anymore. But I told her that's because I managed all of that through my personal platforms, and I shut it down when I left. She got quiet and just said, "Oh," and hanged. But that was the start. Every day for a week, old coworkers messaged me asking where things were, and they were drowning, but I wasn't laughing. I was just annoyed. Then things got worse because the company missed 3 project deadlines, and one of our biggest clients pulled their contract, and another posted a brutal review on LinkedIn calling us disorganized and unprofessional. But then my old manager called me, and her voice was so different from when she fired me. She told me I was so valuable and they missed me a lot and wanted to talk about me coming back. I told her we could talk, but I didn't work for people anymore. I freelance now, and she paused and said they'd love to give me my old role if I'd think about it. But I laughed and told her I'd come back as a contractor for 3 months at $85 an hour, paid every week with no early meetings, and I wouldn't report to her. She didn't say anything for a bit, so I told her to let me know by Friday and hung up. But 2 days later, I got a signed contract in my inbox. I went back, but only on paper because they sent me the work and I sent them the results, and there were no Zoom calls or check-ins. Now I work with 3 companies, all on my terms, and my old job still sends me little notes sometimes asking if I could check something quick. So sometimes I say yes, but most times I say no. Because if there's one thing I learned from being fired, it's this. Sometimes the team is not worth saving.